China is one of the safest countries on earth, and it's not because of heavy police presence. Because society itself is built on stability, order, and trust. Safety is the default in China. Parents don't worry about abductions or random street crimes. What if I told you in China, most people hardly ever see the police? And that's exactly why it's one of the safest countries on earth. Meanwhile, in America, police are everywhere. Sirens, flashing lights, armored trucks, helicopters overhead, yet crime keeps getting worse. How do you explain that? How can one country feel so safe without police everywhere, while the other depends on them just to function? Hey everyone, this is Chris. Welcome back to the channel. I've been living in China for 15 years. And in this video, we're going to talk about 10 reasons why China is so safe and why America isn't. The differences will shock you. So don't click away. By the end of this video, you'll understand why China doesn't need cops everywhere to stay safe, but America needs them on every corner. You know what's truly amazing as you walk around China, and this is no BS. You do not hear sirens everywhere, cops speeding up and down the streets, chasing people. You don't see it. You don't see police officers walking around with rifles. You do not see that here. It's just night and day. When most people think about safety, they think about police, more police, stronger policing, and tougher laws. That's the American mindset. But here in China, it's different. China is one of the safest countries on earth, and it's not because of heavy police presence. Because society itself is built on stability, order, and trust. In fact, most Chinese people go through their daily lives rarely even noticing the police. Now, let's be clear. China does have police, and they are efficient, professional, and take care of the people. But here's the difference. In daily life, most Chinese people rarely interact with them. Why? Because safety isn't enforced by force. It's baked into the culture, the community, and the way society is structured. Compare that with the United States, where crime is so out of control that even an army of police cannot even stop it. In the US, safety is enforced through policing, prisons, and force. And even then, it's collapsing. What has happened to America? Let's get into it. So I've been walking around since 6 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock now. I have not seen one official police officer. Why? Because it's safe. Here comes the security guard. Okay. So there are security guards, but you can see they're just not walking around like in the US. Mei wen ti? Ni hao? Hello. Got a guy helping here with the crosswalk. Safe. It's no trouble ever. Guns versus no guns. America has more guns than people. Over 400 million. And that's why school shootings, mass shootings, gun violence are everyday headlines. Parents live in fear. Gun violence is the #1 cause of death for children. In China, guns are basically non-existent for civilians. Strict laws means the average person in China never even thinks about gun violence. Imagine the peace of mind, never worrying that your child could possibly be caught in crossfire, that you will never be caught in crossfire, because shootings and gun violence in China is non-existent. Do me a favor, comment below. What's your take on gun violence in the US? And guns is just the beginning. The next point is even darker. In the US, when you walk down the streets of San Francisco, Los Angeles, Portland, or Philadelphia, just to name a few, you'll see people collapsed on sidewalks, addicted to fentanyl or meth. It's a sad situation. Entire neighborhoods get destroyed. Drugs drive crime, homelessness, and family collapse. In China, drugs, non-existent. Harsh penalties deter trafficking. But most importantly, society rejects drugs. Families aren't torn apart, and communities aren't overrun by drugs or torn apart by addiction. But here's where the contrast really gets strange. With all of that chaos that I've mentioned so far, America still has more police than China. And yet, wouldn't you think in an area with a lot of people like this, there would be a lot of crime, meaning there would be a lot of police to prevent the crime? But not here, not in China. Society is safe because the people know right from wrong. Like I mentioned in my opening statement, it's built into the culture. In the US, police roll in like soldiers. Armored vehicles, assault rifles, and riot shields, like they're ready for a war. Police in the US often look like an occupying army, yet crime keeps rising. In China, you rarely see that. Policing feels light, almost invisible. Why? Because society is orderly. In China, community discipline, the culture, replaces military-style policing. And the reason China doesn't need heavy policing comes down to something deeper: trust. In the US, most people don't know their neighbors. Distrust breeds fear. That's why you see gated communities, home alarm systems, and stand your ground shootings. In China, there's community culture. People know their neighbors. Social trust is strong. Order comes naturally, and conflict doesn't escalate into violence. Conflict is resolved through dialogue. There's mutual responsibility and respect for order in China. Safety mentality is built into daily life in China. And this all ties back to the foundation of society, and that's family. In America, broken families, weak education systems leave kids vulnerable. Kids left unsupervised create a fertile ground of engagement for gangs and crime. In China, family comes first, family structure, and education is strict. Discipline and respect are drilled in from childhood. Kids in China grow up quickly with direction, not with chaos. Without that foundation, homelessness can follow. American cities are drowning in homelessness. Tent cities. There's rampant crime in homeless encampments. U.S. homeless encampments have open drug use. Cities are overwhelmed. Police cannot keep up. In China, homelessness is rare and is dealt with immediately in a helpful way. Homelessness in China is never allowed to take over public life because the government deals with it in a helpful way. The country remains clean, safe, and livable. Dealing with the homeless should be a priority, or the toll on a person's psyche is devastating. In the US, untreated mental illness often spills over to violence. In the US, subway stabbings, school shootings, random attacks. Everyone's on edge. In China, mental health issues do exist, but the government and society helps and deals with it in a positive way. There are programs countrywide to help support the mental health issues. China does not turn their back on people who need help. And that is the truth. And here's where the difference really hits home, because it's about daily life, not headlines. So here we are, subway in China. No thugs on this train, good, honest people. It's safe. There's no worries about any crime. No worries about anybody robbing you or even hurting you. No violence, nothing. Just safe. Here's my friend again, out cleaning the sidewalk, making it clean. Shenzhen sanitation is simply amazing. This AI-driven autonomous cleaner, you see, he stopped for this guy. He didn't hit him. This thing is smart. AI control. See? Very good. Stopped again because the motorbike went by. It knows when to stop. This thing up here controls it. The satellite up in the sky can detect what's around and will stop. You gotta love it. It's the first time I've actually seen one at night. It's got some lights back here. This looks new, or it's clean like everything else. And this is a busy sidewalk, but that's how much trust they have in these, because it will stop. There's bikes flying around everywhere, e-bike here, but this thing will stop. People walking. I noticed it will freeze when there's too many people. Did a little U-turn, and you gotta admit, there's a lot of people walking around, but this thing is still doing its job. Ask any American parent if they will allow their kids to walk to school alone. They'll look at you and laugh and say, no way, hell no. It's too dangerous now. Now in the US, playing outside, being in the wrong neighborhood is always a concern, because parents don't know when there's going to be violence or a crime. In China, kids walk home at night, play outside after dark, and parents don't worry at all. Safety is the default in China. Parents don't worry about abductions or random street crimes. This public safety fosters trust in authority. In the US, people don't trust the police. Protests, riots, anti-police sentiment make it impossible to keep order in place without force. In China, respect for rule of law and authority keeps harmony in place. The police rarely intervene in China because the people choose order over chaos. This respect deeply results in a profound peace of mind. So here we are, midnight in China, feeling safe, no fear. I'm gonna walk on over to the Ping An Finance Building. So the Ping An Finance Center, built in 2017. It's the tallest building in Shenzhen, the second tallest in China, the fifth tallest in the world, standing tall at 1,965 feet, or 599 meters. Simply amazing. From a fishing village to the fifth highest building in the world, the Ping An Finance Building. So let me do a quick recap before I continue. Guns versus no guns, drugs and addiction, community versus military policing, social trust versus distrust, family and education, homelessness, mental health and stability, everyday safety, respect for authority versus rebellion, All right, let's get into fear culture versus peace of mind. This is the biggest difference of all. In America, fear is constant. Constant media coverage of crimes and violence. This gets pumped out every day by the Western media to society. Violence, crimes, shootings. It's constant. People hear this and it causes fear and to live in a state of anxiety. Life in China is calm. People walk around at night without any fear. In China, parents relax knowing their kids are safe. Peace of mind in China isn't rare. It's the normal. Living here in China is stable, predictable, and free from the chaos of daily violence. So here's the truth. China is not safe because of heavy policing, but because there's a respect for rule of law. There's a culture of harmony, family togetherness, and the community are the real police. Society itself is the real crime preventer. Okay, thank you. Have a good evening. And I don't need to be safe because we're in the safest country in the world.
Yeah.
Have a good evening. In America, safety depends on force, fear, endless policing, and even that's not enough. That's why I say China doesn't rely on police, but America can't survive without them. Hey, thanks so much for watching. And if you found this video eye-opening, do me a favor, subscribe. And if you want more truth about life in China, stay tuned for more videos about living in China as a foreigner. So that's it for the video, and do me a favor, watch this video here about what it's like as a foreigner living in China. So everybody, be good, be safe. This is Chris, signing off, and I'll see you in the next one.